What if I told you the easiest way to make money was by being lazy? Then this video is for you, okay? You're gonna wanna watch this one. So I've been investing for 24 years, I'm 42 years old. This is the S&P 500. I was 18 right there in 2001 at the peak of the dot-com boom. You can see where it peaked and it dropped and the dot-com bubble burst in 2001. Then it started picking back up in 07, 08. It led to the Great Recession, right? The housing bubble burst, and you can see right there in 2009, the big dip down, right? And then it slowly started going up again, up again, up again. And you can see right there, right past 2017 and 2025, it took a little dip right there. That dip is known as COVID. Had a big bounce back, and we're at where we're at today. Okay, and you can see right before we're at where this was the Liberation Day. Okay, and so this is important because if you're new into investing, you want to make money, you have to understand that the market's always going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But when you hold it and do nothing, especially when you're young, and I got to benefit again, I was 18 in 2001, where I got to get all of this growth, unprecedented growth, because I was in the game. Now check this out. This is one of my accounts. 44% return year to date. You can see at the top right there, it says 1 year. You can scroll through 1 day, 1 month, year to date, 1 year, 5 year, right, history. 1 year, I'm up 44%. Okay, the S&P 500, where I put that little purple mark right there, is at 17.9% in 1 year. And this isn't year to date. Year to date is right around 9.5% year to date. This is a rolling 12 months. So the S&P 500 has done 17.9% in the last 12 months. And my account is at 44.26% return. Now that's a big number, right? In 1 year, I made 44% of my money doing absolutely nothing, being lazy. Call it skill, call it luck. I don't know what the difference is. I just been investing for 24 years and have been an actual financial advisor, financial services industry for almost 20 years. This is the 5-year return on my money is 133%. So more than double in the last 5 years by being lazy. The S&P 500 has yielded 106%. So if you don't know how to invest and you're just putting your money in an ETF for the S&P 500, you'd be right around that 106% return in the last 5 years. Since I know what I'm doing, I'm at 133%. Here's another one of my accounts, 48% return in 1 year, S&P 500 still at that same 17.9. So as you can see, I'm getting more than double the S&P 500. And it's not because I day trade. I've never day traded in my life. I just buy and hold. So if you're new into investing, you have to understand that you don't need to understand a lot. And financial literacy will actually hurt you. If you're sitting back and trying to get all the knowledge, I want to learn. Well, while you're trying to learn, just throw money in the S&P 500 ETF, right? Because it's going to be growing and growing and growing. You get to take advantage of what I showed earlier. You get to take advantage of this, where it's just buying the dips, right? Up and down, buying high, buying low, buy high, buy low. Like when you're in the game for a long period and just putting money in, and that's why I love a 401k. A 401k, 26 times a year, every time you get paid, it buys into hopefully an index, and you're doing nothing, being lazy, making money. Now, I wanted to show you one last thing here, because you can see this, you're like, wow, that's pretty impressive how high it's gone, right? And year to date right now, I showed you I'm at 48% in one of my accounts, right? Check out when you look at a shorter period. This is the year to date return. See, the S&P 500 is right around 9.9%. Doesn't look as impressive, right? And if you bought in Liberation Day, you're up right now from Liberation Day. If you bought some of the Mag 7s, it's up roughly about 40% since Liberation Day in some of the Mag 7s. But you can see like, oh, it doesn't look that good. But when you buy and hold for a long period, and this is why if you're a millennial or Gen Z and you're not being lazy with investing, you're making a huge mistake. Be lazy, put your money in the market, and do absolutely nothing and get rich over time. This isn't a get rich quick thing, right? This is something you could put, 5% of your paycheck in, 1% of your paycheck, right? Into an index fund, and over time, you will get rich. If you're not born rich and you want to be rich, still do your hustle, do your grind, do your thing, right? Do whatever you're going to do, but make investing in ETF a backup plan. In case plan A doesn't work out, at least when you're older than 50 years old, you'll be rich. Like no one's gonna get mad that, hey, you know what? I'm rich later in life. Maybe things didn't work out as much as I wanted when I was young, but at least from 50 on, I'm gonna be rich. And that's a good worst case scenario. So if you think of it like that and you're new into investing, that, you know what? maybe I do make that app, or I start a business, or I get that promotion, or you do whatever you do and that makes you rich. And I hope that's the case. But this is just a fallback plan that if that doesn't work out, then you'll be rich from 50 and on because you put money into the market. And this is something, again, if you're not born rich, most people will never learn this. And you're making a mistake by trying to focus in on financial literacy and understanding the market when you could be getting rich off the market. And last thing I'll say is, think of it like this. Imagine having a business partner like Mark Zuckerberg. Like, that's what you're doing. You're a silent investor when you buy stock. All the hard work Mark Zuckerberg's gonna do, Bill Gates, and any CEO you look up to, like, you can be their business partner by investing in their company. So if there's a CEO you respect and admire, become their silent partner by buying stock. And it'll be the greatest thing you ever did because you'll sit back and get rich.